level 1 for my arrangement of black or white. For this arrangement I chose to use a capo in the 4th fret, but I only partially covered all the strings. I've got 5 of 6 strings here. Coming from the underside, I went from string 1 to string 5, covered those with the capo. But string 6 remains open. That allows me to get that low tonic bass tone there, because we're in E major. So now let's take a look at our introduction. And a very, very simplified A intro is the first line of your level 1 class here. Begin with your string 6 open, down to your 1st fret on string number 1, releasing to the open string, 3rd fret string 2, and then back to open string 1. We have a very simplified introduction. We can get to the B intro where I've added a few extra strings here. Now I'm going to kind of grab like the 2nd string like I'm playing a C chord and use my 2nd finger on string number 1 now, and that note there on string number 2 is going to accompany the 1st measure going. So now I'm playing with my 3 fingers on strings 1, 2, and 3. So realize that melody is still there from the 1st line, but I'm holding that 1st fret on string 2. Now to grab the 3rd fret in the next measure, I'm going to slide my 1st finger over, but I'm also going to use my 3rd finger on string number 3 to grab the 5th fret. Play just those 2 strings, and then back to our partial C grip. So I played this within the performance video for the first repetition through the introduction and verse. The verse being presented here, again, very similar to what you hear within the performance. Again, this partial C grip. Our first 2 beats, we're going to arpeggiate the string 6, 3, 2, and 1. Using your 2nd finger, grab that 1st fret again. And notice I never did release that 1st fret on string number 2. Use your 3rd and 2nd finger for playing the 3rd and 2nd fret on string 4. Last note is string 3. And again, the only reason my hand is here is so that you can actually see what's happening within the video. I'm usually back here without a bent wrist. Like, watch the performance. I'm in this location. Try not to bend your wrist too much like the old classical guys used to do. We want to keep that wrist pretty straight. So moving on within our level 1 class, we get to our B verse. And this is based around an F chord. You can pretty much play these 2 measures, holding the F grip, as well as bringing in your 4th finger for that 3rd fret on string 2. There it is. It took me a while to get into the groove of this measure. So we have our F chord played right on beat 1. String 2 gets played. Reach over to get that 3rd fret. And back to that 1st fret. The whole time kind of maintaining my grip here. And at this point we would roll back into our introduction and our chorus over a G and an F. So over the G, I'm going to play the G with my 3rd and 4th finger. The melody being on string 2 and 1 there. Into our F. And back. So this is pretty simplified, but there's not a lot to the song. We have our verse, our introduction, our chorus, and we kind of alternate, throwing the introduction between verses and choruses. But here's our intro, and you could go into your 1st verse, repeat it, your next verse, back to your introduction. Here comes your chorus. Back to your introduction. So that kind of cycles through the song until we get to what I've labeled as the bridge and the solo. So this is very bare bones for your bridge and solo within this lesson. I'm just going to introduce the actual components that make up the underlying harmony and sometimes what I'm using to get myself through the solo. So the bridge consists of this sharp 9 chord. It's a fairly colorful chord, similar to a, if you're familiar with a D7 grip or a B7, it's kind of, we'll get the 3rd, 2nd, and 3rd frets, and my pinky is going to grab that 4th fret on string 2. So I've just really given you the chords, and the bridge is based around that chord. There's obviously a lot of melody I throw before that, but for a level 1 class, you know, just grabbing this chord is probably going to be enough, and it'll set you up for the level 2 class. Coming through, we've got the solo, and this is based on these these little fragments way up here in the relative to the capo placement, the 9th and 11th fret on string 3 and string 2, and I kind of drop that by half tone down to the 10th and 8th, and we'll examine the rhythm a little further in the level 2 class. Alright, so there's some percussion as well in this song. That'll be your level 3 class, but don't rush forward. You should spend your time on this level 1 class because there's more than enough here, and when you feel you're ready, that level 2 class will be there.